Guys, we're back for another bar talk. I think that's what Alicia called it. I'm bringing you just people that live in Austin suburbs, giving you the pros, cons, their thoughts on the suburb from there. I have people that actually live there. I live in Dripping Springs. We're in Bastrop, Texas today, which is what, about 45 minutes east of downtown Austin, right?
Warren is 30 minutes from the airport.
30 minutes from the airport, and we're definitely going to talk about 30 minutes from the airport. Guys, Chris Pesek, broker associate at Pesek Properties. And this whole thing was born out of an idea of, you don't need to hear me talk about somewhere I don't live. We're going to talk to people who live here. So we are with Natalie and Brandon. Natalie and Brandon are clients of mine. They live in Bastrop. Brandon, you've lived here longer than Natalie, right? Or about the same time?
Yeah.
Because y'all were dating at the same time.
Yeah.
How long have y'all been here?
2.5 years.
Yeah, I think that's about right.
In 2020, I closed on my first house.
That's right.
January of 2020, so early in 2020.
Okay, so y'all have kind of seen what's happening here for a while now. And let's be honest, if you go back prior to 2017, there was nothing happening in Bastrop. There was very the colony was still, the old section of the colony, and that's it.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about the colony. That's where they live. But yeah, there wasn't a whole lot going on in Bastrop prior to that. So let's start off before we jump into pros and cons. Y'all have been here for a couple of years. Give me one of y'all's favorite things, whether it's a place to eat or a thing to do or whatever. What's one of y'all's favorite things about Bastrop?
Go ahead, ladies first.
Well, where we are now, right? Shot.
I was just going to say, I completely screwed it
yeah.
up. We're at Copper Shot. It's a distillery downtown. So tell us about it.
Yep. I mean, awesome drinks, moonshine, whiskey. Just nice scene, live music. And
Everybody
after
that comes to visit us, so we bring them here.
exactly, we got engaged, and then we came here for a party. So that tells you something there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a funny comment about engaging your wife and bringing her to a distillery.
No, so
Well,
it was a
surprise.
long
There's
planning.
yeah.
So
Friends
did
are
it
here.
at the river, which is a walk.
I was about to say it's 100 yards right there, Colorado River.
Walked down there, did my thing, got on a knee, and thankfully she said yes. And then had friends set up in the back here, so she thought we were just coming for drinks.
Were they surprised that she said yes?
No, she was surprised
I was surprised.
that they
That he proposed?
Yes.
I would have.
Oh, okay.
Because you just bought the house, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
it's
right,
not
yeah.
happening.
Yeah.
April,
Yeah.
the weekend before Easter.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
All right. So Copper Shot is one. Brandon?
mine is the community. Like, it has a small town feel, but so much more room for growth. So you kind of get the best of both worlds, and being so close to the city, but not within the madness. I've always kind of liked to keep a little separation of that. So that mine is the community.
Keep this in mind. I did not prep them on the pros and cons, so I just keep that in mind. And okay, real quick, we'll do this after the end. Now tell us a little bit about y'all. The reason it's funny that one of my pros is the same as Brandon, we grew up in the same hometown. So, Brandon, you grew up in Shiner. Okay. Natalie, you're from Brownsville, which is, when people say South Texas in Texas, they usually mean anything south of San Antonio. Brownsville is actually South Texas.
Literally the end, yeah. End Texas.
And it's funny because, Elon Musk has a huge presence there
Yes,
as well
he
as
does.
Bastrop now.
Very funny enough.
I'd be funny haha or funny odd, I don't know, but maybe he's following you around.
Maybe. I think that's what it is. Yeah.
Let's dive into the pros here. Let's talk about the pros of living in Bastrop. And guys, these are my pros that I see from the outside looking in, and we're gonna get their thoughts on it. Number one, small town feel, big city amenities. Okay, Brandon, you just talked about it.
Yep.
Give me your thoughts on it. And the other part of that is, if y'all don't think that's a pro, tell me. And again, the whole point of this is to be completely honest, and people that are coming from out of town, out of state, whatever, give them a real idea of what it's like here. I see it as a small town, especially when you're here in downtown. Mom and pop stores like this. I'm not talking about Starbucks out on 71 and stuff. So small town feel, big city amenities.
Yeah. So Chris mentioned we grew up in Shiner, but I went to University of Texas, San Antonio. So I went from a town, a population of 2,000 to a million, just like that at 18 years old. So I adapted to city life and realized later on that, I don't think this is going to be me long term. I wanted to find something kind of that in between, right? Happy medium where you have everything you want, but you don't spend a Saturday running errands to do 2 or 3 things, spend 5, 6 hours out of your day doing it, which I would do in San Antonio very frequently. Here I can run to the bank, go to HEB, and kind of cover all my bases all in the morning on a Saturday morning. Like spend the rest of the day
Smoking brisket or
Cutting grass.
cutting grass,
Yeah.
changing brakes,
or
whatever.
whatever. Yeah. So I mean, it just kind of naturally fit me.
Got you. And you came from a bigger city.
I did.
Pretty
It's pretty
substantial,
big.
yeah.
I actually remember thinking that Brownsville was like teeny tiny, and then I went to A&M and heard all these people say, "Oh, like no, I graduated with like 5 people in my class." I'm like, "Oh, I graduated with like almost 800." So just kidding, I'm not in a small town.
No, Brownsville's pretty big.
Yeah, and then went to grad school in San Antonio. So that was my big city experience. So I kind of lived in a lot of different types of towns. Did not know about Bastrop until Brandon told me about Bastrop. Ended up here, but I mean, definitely has all that you need, right? There's some things that it doesn't have, but I do like the downtown area for sure. I mean, again, it's where we take all our guests that come here that have never been here before.
I'm sure they all fall in love with it.
Yeah, it's really cool. And then, I mean, again, we have a Home Goods, so okay. No Target, but it's okay.
It's the little things.
The little things, as long as there's a
It
Home
is the
Goods.
little things.
So for the first pro, y'all are kind of on board with that. Like, you got enough here. You don't have to necessarily go into Austin all that much, but it still feels small.
Yeah,
And we joke about the Target, but you can kind of almost foresee it. Like
It's coming.
growth is just you can watch it,
It
happen,
won't
and
be
I
long.
want to grow with it.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about the small town part of it. I mean, y'all are in probably the second largest community out here, next to Tahitian Village. I mean, the colony's probably the biggest one, and the closest to Austin, the biggest.
Yeah.
Do you get that small town vibe in there? Like, are the people kind of small town people, or not necessarily?
You do, and perfect example is our neighbors are from next door neighbors from Iowa, and his wife's from Brazil. The other
Okay.
neighbor is Filipino and New York. So they were looking for something like this. They're adapting to this because they're attracted
It's what
to
they
the small
wanted.
town feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think any of them.
And
either
I
own a
come
house.
from it, and I'm just like, I'm happy to be home again. And then she's adapting to it. So it's definitely a blowing pot of different, backgrounds.
Gotcha.
But the community's kind of, even though they're different in ways, it all comes together
I got
in
you.
its own special way.
Okay.
And I think we've been lucky enough to live in 2 different neighborhoods and make
Yeah.
good friends with our neighbors too, where we like actually have a good relationship. So that's kind of cool. I've never actually gotten that anywhere I've lived. I've never been friends with my neighbors, so it's kind of cool.
There you go, small
Yeah.
town,
And
right?
I'll talk to a wall.
Well, yeah. If we're gonna talk to anybody walking down the street, it's fine. It's a Shiner thing. It really is. Okay, cool. So let's move on to my second pro. For me personally, out here, it's all about outdoor things to do. The river, the golf courses, the parks, city parks, state parks, all of that stuff. I don't know if y'all are necessarily outdoor people.
I can't imagine.
Yes, I am not.
I dragged her on a few of my adventures, but she's never gotten done with a trip with me and been like that was miserable. But I'm in the Texas heat will
Well,
take
yeah, you
anybody down.
don't want to be in Bastrop
But
State
as long
Park.
you
at
got to
all.
find some water, yeah. No, I mean, it's just,
I'm even Fisherman's Park at this point, right?
Yeah.
We like
I've
walking
never even
through
been
there.
down there. Is it pretty
No,
cool?
it's really nice. And during Christmas, they do like a little light show that you can walk through there. I think they kind of revamp it every year, so it's not the same thing. They do movies at the park down there also, I think it's mostly during the summer, but there are holiday movies too, so that's kind of cool.
Okay.
But yeah, not an outdoorsy person, but I do like the nature of the place. So I love the trees. Again, I don't think I've lived in the place that has too many trees. It looks nice.
Well, I mean, Brownsville is kind of the edge of the desert.
It is. It's palm trees.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's right. And it's funny where the desert meets the Gulf, right? That's basically what it is. So even for a non-outdoorsy person, you can appreciate it.
I do.
Do you drag her around to like Bikini Roughs and Bastrop State Park and stuff like that, or?
We didn't do that just yet.
Okay.
I did drag her out to Lake Bastrop.
Okay.
Some friends set up a campsite.
Yeah.
We went out for the day, threw cornhole, barbecue.
Tell you what, there's great bass fishing in Bastrop State Park.
Oh yeah.
Or Lake Bastrop, sorry. Yeah, I caught monster bass out of there. What about the river? Have y'all gotten on kayaks or boats or anything?
I own a kayak, and I brought it from San Antonio in a U-Haul, and still haven't put it in the Colorado River. Shame on me.
But I think that's more me than you.
Yeah.
Don't y'all have a park in the colony into the Colorado?
On the
do
other
on the
side of
other
969.
Okay.
Yeah. So
And you still haven't been it.
I could
No.
just drive over there, dude, but,
We've been busy.
Been busy.
I just got married. I haven't had to jump on a kayak and ride off of my lonesome. Just
And y'all have only been in the house for a year, so
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
that's okay.
She hasn't made
Y'all
me
get it
that
passed.
angry yet.
I'm going to the river. All right, so the second one outdoors. All right, so a good pro. All right, this one's probably going to be more up your alley. I said Bastrop's close enough to Austin if you need to get into Austin. So do y'all go in often, or I know you probably avoid it if you can.
Yeah, that's my daily commute, which I'm fine with.
Yeah. And you typically work around the north side of Austin.
Yeah.
Most of your stuff.
Well, spread out. Like I'll be doing a project in college
Oh, okay.
here pretty soon, so
Got you.
moving around.
And you had mentioned no Target.
Yeah.
So
But the funny thing is, I don't even drive into Austin to go to Target,
Really?
so that's on me, I guess. But I don't know. I don't like driving from.
It's usually a scheduled trip.
Okay.
If we're gonna go in, we're on a mission.
Yeah.
Well,
Hang
like
out
I
with
was
some
saying,
friends,
okay,
we're gonna
I drove
do-
to Dripping Springs for a wedding and all of that stuff. So
Yeah.
okay, I got you.
We honestly stay here more so than not. Like, I don't think there's like a ton of weekends where we actually head to Austin. I mean, we were there last weekend, but
Right.
we're-
Got you. But if you needed to go, okay.
yeah,
You're
it's
30 minutes
close
to the
enough.
airport. Yeah.
I say it's like 40 minutes to like wherever you need to go in Austin.
That makes
Plus or
sense.
minus.
Yeah, because you can get by on if you go to work on the bypass or
Yeah.
not. Yeah, what's the road next to the bypass? 9.
And out in the colony, 969, it turns into MLK.
MLK, yeah.
So
yeah, you can go all the way to downtown
yeah,
Austin. That's
you can
right.
be. One of our favorite bars is Sign Bar, and it's a 30-minute drive or less down 969, and you don't even have to go into Austin. You just cross 130, and it's right there.
Okay. Very nice. Okay. Yeah, so proximity is good. And, a lot of people that are moving out here, they don't necessarily want to be in the city anymore. Kind of like y'all were saying. This band's having a real hard time with their microphone.
Yeah.
All right. My last pro here for me, and Brandon, you'll probably appreciate it. And Natalie, I think you'll appreciate this. All the mom and pop shops downtown. Like, you have one of the things that's interesting about Bastrop is it's got all the well, not all, it doesn't have a Target, but it's got like the major things along 71, right? So you've got all this national retail stuff. You've got your Starbucks and your Chick-fil-A and Academy and I mean, help me out, Walmart and
There's Old Navy.
yeah, Old Navy, Starbucks,
Yeah.
and
Chili's, yeah, Chili's.
there's Chili's. Hey, but anyway, that's all along 71. But once you get into Old Bastrop, into the downtown area, none of that stuff exists. Like everybody down here, this is all local owned small business, mom and pop, just like Copper Shot. So is that something that y'all seek out living here, or?
So when we first moved here, one of our first things was let's explore it. Let's see what there has to offer, and of course, what better place to come downtown. And we came down here and walked shop to shop. And we're like, this is cool. This is cool. Oh, I can see myself coming back to this. And then kind of the journey expanded from there. So your favorite places are the boutiques.
They
And
Are there a lot of boutiques here?
There's around like 3 for clothing, which are very cute. I like them.
What's your favorite one?
I'm gonna butcher it. Is it Rhinestone Rattlers? Pink Door.
Pink door, the one with the pink door.
Yeah.
With rhinestones and snakes or something. The pink door. Okay.
Really cute, but they're all really good. I like Sage and Company. All of them are great, but again, like lots of unique things. They have a couple of like, I guess, shops down here. There's just like a bunch of little things inside it, so it's not like. And I think they like exchange out. So like you might go in once and it's like a surf shop, and then the next day it's like a skateboarding thing. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
And guys listening out there, you know, make sure you take notes when you walk into these boutiques. Don't just act bored and start pouting. Take notes, because if she says, "Oh, I really like that, maybe next time."
Gift.
Yes, exactly.
Take a picture of it.
And it's local, so you just know where to go.
There you
Yeah, I
go.
mean, I think it's like unique items, like clothing. Again, we don't have like a big mall here, but I
Right.
feel like I can at least get what I need here.
Okay.
Like, cute, unique items. Me and my cousin, sister all bought the same 3. Like we bought rhinestone boots from over there.
Yeah.
They were
Did you
just
buy Brandon some?
yeah, we did.
Yes. He only wears them when he mows the yard. So beyond boutiques downtown, keep going because we're going to lean on you here.
My favorite alone is the record store.
There's a record store down
I'm a
there?
vinyl collector.
No idea.
This British gentleman opened a record store, and it's loaded with hidden gems and just cool stuff.
Is it resale or is it new price?
She has to pull me out of
I
it.
think it's resale.
Okay.
Yeah, it's resale. And she has to pull me out of there. She knows I'll spend at least an hour
Forever.
flipping, looking for that.
Well, I mean, he goes with you to the boutiques.
Does he? I think I was friends, but it's okay.
But yeah, and the bookstore
The
right next
bookstore.
to it. It's really cool. I wish I knew his name. He's very popular. He's been on Rogan's podcast, Adam something.
Wow. Okay.
Really cool dude. He's well renowned. And then the restaurants. We can dive into the
Lots of
restaurants and
restaurants.
go on.
Okay. Let's stay down
We
this
like to
road.
eat. We like to eat.
I like to eat too. So what are y'all call it the top 2 or 3 restaurants?
Neighbors. I love Neighbors.
Neighbors is down by the river, right?
Yeah, right.
Yes, right.
Literally down from where we are right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Old Town's just a solid go-to.
Okay.
Have TVs there so you can watch the games and whatnot.
Great.
So that's a good one.
Nice.
Pine Creek, it's really good. And Gracie's.
Gracie's is
good.
right here.
Gracie's is number 1 voted chicken fried steak, and it lives up to it. You know,
now
now
you got me.
you got a plaque. Oh, cool. Let
Yeah.
me try it. I've had chicken fried steaks all over.
Right.
No, it lives up.
Wow.
It's solid.
Okay. I've got to come
And
back.
what very good price.
Now, the other thing, and I don't eat down here as much as y'all do, but one that I love, and I can't remember the name. I just have to go outside and look down. What's the cafe?
Angie's Mexican food.
The
Is-
cafe right down here,
Oh,
like 1 block over. They've got giant biscuits.
Oh,
the bearded
Maxine's.
Maxine's.
Oh, is
Maxine's
it Maxine's?
breakfast.
Oh,
The breakfast.
Yeah, the breakfast place.
They
Holy
do,
Yeah,
Oh,
pancake
so good.
is the size of your plate. You won't finish
Yeah.
it, but
That's
Yeah.
the breakfast go-to, I think.
Really, really
Yeah, that's
good
where we
stuff.
take everyone
Their
to.
burgers are good. Mom had, of course, right? Liver and onions. That's what she ordered. So, anyway, if you want liver and onions, they've got it at Maxine's. I'm just saying. Okay, so we've got restaurants. Anything else downtown?
man, I'm not a skateboarder, but down at Fisherman's Park, they have a
Oh, they've got the
legit skateboard.
Yeah, skate
Yeah,
park. That's right.
it's super cool. And yeah, you can rent kayaks and do all the outdoorsy stuff like we talked about.
Okay.
I don't know, there's a lot down here. It's kind
They
of
have
random.
every Veterans Day they have a car show. One of the first years we moved here, it's a big car show.
Is it all downtown, like
Yeah,
along the
they
roads?
shut down the streets and they have a
Oh,
car
cool.
show.
Very cool. They do all the
They did a
parades
Mardi Gras
around here.
parade this past year, early February.
Homecoming parade, big Christmas parade. We didn't go, but they told us it was like almost like 2 hours. There's so many participants, and apparently it was amazing.
And somebody closes on Monday, so he works late. So
Yeah.
what better than half off martinis at Pine Creek?
Yes.
I mean,
And when we make friends, because it's a cool community, and
Yeah.
we've made friends here,
Yeah.
and they hit you up, you can't resist.
no, I mean, like, someone's like,
So
hey,
three
we want to have
martinis-
martinis? Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Three martinis later, you're like, babe, it was half off.
it was.
I
I
understand.
only had 1.5.
I'll see you at the
Exactly.
house.
Chocolate martinis were.
Or call me
great.
if you need
Oh,
rides.
chocolate. Did they have the mint in them? Like,
No,
like,
they don't. That would be
Oh.
a good addition.
I had one, and well, they call them the grasshopper, like the candies, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, that was a good martini. All right. Well, so not all roses though. Okay, Bastrop's got some issues. Everywhere it does, right? So let's talk through some of the cons. First one that I've got is if you are going into Austin, you're going to deal with traffic, especially if you're going during popular times.
Yes.
you don't necessarily deal with that, or do you?
Not now anymore since I work in
I was
Bastrop.
about to say, I
But
thought you
yeah,
were.
when I
Okay.
was doing like my rotations, when I was still in school, I did have to go into Austin. That was fun. Again, I don't like driving, so I do not like that. But if there's ever an accident, well, you're not making it to work on time.
That's a fact. Brandon, you kind of commute all over then.
Yeah.
So talk about what you see in the morning and then evening.
So morning, I'm out of the house by 5:30, so
So there you
it's
go. If
pretty
you're going to
easy.
commute at 5:30 in the morning, you're good.
You still
Yeah.
see some traffic, but it's just build up from lights. They didn't eliminate the lights and create overpasses with just that the lights can just kind of
But
screw
I
themselves.
think they're doing
They're
that
working on it.
more.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if they're going to go like all the way like into Bastrop, but
I've heard that's what the plan is. We'll see.
So
That'd be
we're
nice.
we're in Bastrop. If you go 10 miles west on 71, you'll be in Smithville, and then
East.
east. That's east. Yeah, I had it right the first.
Yep, you did.
Eat, and then Lagrange another 25 miles. So from here, so you get all that commuting too. So
Yeah, and those
it's
people.
we're at the
commute from
beginning of
those
the
towns.
push, but then there's a further push. So and smaller communities around. So we've outgrown this HEV, even though it's an HEV plus, and they're planning on doing expansion, but they have Berkshire Brothers in Smithville, so those
Yeah.
people come here, and then people from Dale and
Everybody goes here.
Red
Yeah.
Rock, where you came from, and
Yeah.
it just all kind of floods to this one HEV. So avoid it on Saturdays. Like
Yeah,
don't
there you
shop
go.
on Saturdays.
curbside.
Do your shopping on Monday nights or
Early
But
Saturday morning.
early in the morning? Okay.
early morning commutes into Austin, no problem. Coming home, yeah, you're gonna have traffic.
Because you get off around 5:30.
Yeah, I have like 6 racks. And I plug it in. I plug home in on my way home. And I'm like, oh, let's see what today's gonna be. So sometimes it's 95 on Taylor Elgin. Sometimes it's I just need to get home. 130. Screw it. I'll pay the tolls. And other times it's 35. For some reason 35. And everybody just COVID happened, so it's clear.
But random thought, more pro, but it just came to me. I do like that Bastrop's kind of in the center of everything. Like, it's not long to go to Houston, Dallas, Austin, College Station, right?
Yep.
A&M games. But I like that about it. I've never lived in a place where it's kind of centralized to all the big cities, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and let's talk about that for a second. So you're about 40 minutes to downtown Austin. You're about an hour and 15 minutes to College Station. Roughly, what are we, about 2.5 to Houston? About 3 to Dallas. Yeah, you jump on 95 to get north pretty quick. So yeah, it really is a centralized location. And that's what I was just going to bring up about you. You said you're coming home and there's about 6 routes. So there's options, even if,
Oh yeah. I'm a guy that likes to keep moving. So I don't mind taking that, 10-mile extra.
Yeah, extra, just to
if
go.
I'm moving. Yeah.
Well, and most of those 10-mile extra roads
Put
are
on a podcast.
windy and, it's driving through the country.
Yeah.
You're not bumper to bumper on 35. Okay. So, yeah, traffic. And let's be honest, traffic is going to be an issue moving forward. You mentioned, and that's kind of the next thing is the next con is everything seems like it's under construction, from the roads to the communities, the subdivisions, everything. And Bastrop's growing super fast. So, and you mentioned before we talked that, what we've got here is there's more people that are going in than there is infrastructure at this point. They're adding to the road. 71, they're putting in overpasses, but they can't do them fast enough. And there's still, 4 lights between the airport and here?
Yeah.
I think there's 4. So definitely, again, a growing economy is the sheer number of people that are moving ahead of that. So
It's pretty crazy. I mean, they announced, like I mentioned earlier, like 4 new hotels that are going to be coming in.
that's crazy.
Like, I don't know how many other new communities being built for homes and apartments, and then not a ton of extra restaurants or grocery stores to support that. And even roads. Like, if there's an accident on 71 anywhere in Bastrop or even going to Austin, you're backed up everywhere because in Bastrop, there's not a lot of back roads.
Right.
So that is unfortunate.
I would even talk about your work in an healthcare. The influx of patients and y'all steady schedule.
Oh, I mean, yeah,
How
that's
many
true.
people they want to schedule an appointment?
Yeah, I'm a physical therapist, and we definitely.
There's the music. Now we got to talk louder.
That I can do.
I mean, I've had patients that lived here like all their life, or like a mix of everything. But a lot of them have been here for a while, and they always complain about all the new influx.
Oh, these damn
Right.
newbies coming in.
Yeah, but some of them like they enjoy also. Like, yes, it's getting bigger, but I think the main complaint everyone has just literally what we're talking
They get a
about.
sense of pride from being like an OG. Like,
Yes, they do.
Oh, it's the same thing in all these little suburbs. I mean, Dripping Springs.
I've been here since then.
That's right.
We're gonna be saying
Yeah, it's like a badge of honor. I've been
Yeah.
here for 15 years.
Yeah, well, I'm sure
People
their
are like,
properties
"Whoa."
are worth a lot now.
That's
So,
like they are
yeah,
compared to when they bought them. That's for sure.
yeah.
And so from the healthcare side, is it harder to get appointments here now, or
It's
are y'all
really
seeing
hard.
people that are like having to go into Austin even though they would rather stay here?
So no, because it's a problem in Austin too. Unfortunately, it's really
Okay.
sad. So I mean, like we're probably booked out like 2 weeks out. So like if you're a new patient trying to get an evaluation, it's a little hard. But we try to fit everyone in the best we can.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a problem. And even like patients trying to get doctor's appointments for like primary care specialists, like it's really hard.
Wow.
I mean, like I know I called myself for a doctor's appointment and they told me August was like the soonest they can get me in. I'm like, oh, that's not gonna work out.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really crazy. And
Okay.
and I know people that go into Austin and stay local, but it's the same local. There's not enough doctors in town, even with this with their clinics to support everyone. I mean, I know all the clinics in Bastrop because with their clinics are the same. Like we're all like pretty booked.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think we've had a slow period since like I don't know, like this time last year, it's been like really steady.
Wow.
And usually beginning of the years are slow because people haven't met their deductibles.
Right. Yeah.
It's not the case. It's not the case.
Still just booked. Yeah, we're first quarter. This is March of 24.
And you can probably comment, but primary care and specialty care books, but a lot of dentists, a lot of good local dentists, a lot of good eye doctors, a lot of good local eye doctors.
Yeah, I mean, really good clinicians and the people that want to go to, like, that's why some people that don't want to go to Austin because they like who they have, or,
Right.
Vice versa. But yeah, pretty good providers. I mean, I know we've been to some of them, so.
Okay.
You find out what you like.
Yeah, I got you. Cool. All right. This one I added for you. There's a lot of stuff here and amenities and shopping, but there's really an overall lack of shopping.
Yes.
I mean, you said and you've mentioned it a couple times. Like you can find what you absolutely need. So go into that a little bit. And we've mentioned Target, right?
Yeah. I mean, I always say Target as a joke, right? Like, it's more of an inside joke. I can get over a Target. It's really not that big of a joke. Like, we can figure it out. Amazon, Hulu, right?
Yeah.
And then I become more of an online shopper. But outside of that, I mean, most of my things are like, we got married, right?
Yeah.
So everything you have to wear in white. And like, I had such a hard time finding a white dress here in town. Even, honestly, even going to Austin seasons.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. I feel like I've gotten around some of that, but it was definitely a little challenging finding all the wedding preparation items. I think is more so.
Yeah, I mean, but like we talked about when we do plan a trip into Austin, like we bought a new couch, so we shopped all the big furniture stores and ended up going to
Yeah, I mean, there's ways to get by it again. I mean, and plus it's not like you're shopping all the time for everything. But like, yeah, furniture stores, they all deliver it out here pretty quickly. I mean, we got our furniture. They told us like, I think we went on a Saturday. They're like, oh, we can deliver Wednesday. And we're like, oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah. So I mean, things get here pretty quickly as well. Even I would say Amazon. Amazon's pretty good here. Like you can literally get things next day.
Yeah, I guess close enough.
Yeah. Other places like Liz, it's literally 50 days.
Yeah. And then the last thing, and Brandon, you hit on no, Natalie, you hit on this with the hotels and stuff that are coming in. Is the growth here, and I'm going to lean towards no, it's not really because I see it a lot. Is the growth actually smart? Where are the where are the funds being allocated? What are the things that are being built? Are they actually needed? And you mentioned 4 new hotels, and I asked why. And Brandon, you said Circuit of Americas, and and that's and like Austin in general. There's a lot of hotels going on, but I mean, do you think that Bastrop is growing in a smart way right now?
Yes and no, I think. I mean, I know, like, in fairness, like, the hotels, I'm pretty sure the hotels we have here, which aren't that many, like, they do get pretty booked up whenever all those events are here. So I can see why you would need more. And if they're building, like, that film studio and whatnot, like, I don't know what else they have planned, right? That they're needing all those hotels. But I think it's not smart not having in the grocery store. And even, like, Trader Joe's is like a long shot, but something along those lines, or even like a Sam's or Costco. I don't think it has to be an H-E-B. Just another place where you can get your groceries and necessities. I mean, it doesn't even have to be a Target, like I said.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah. It's just something else. Even like department stores, like Kohl's fits everyone's needs. Yeah, home stuff, clothing for everyone. Things like that, I think, are the things we need here. I don't think we need them all. I don't think that's a big
No, and I don't think that's not far enough to support that. But yeah, I mean, it is big enough, I think, for some larger stuff like that. Some more,
restaurants.
yeah.
We're getting a Texas Roadhouse and Chewy's.
The Chewy's? All right, Austin original expanding here.
Yeah.
All right.
Chipotle.
So Chipotle's coming in.
They
Tell
opened
me
a
what
pizza like 3 months ago.
Oh,
It's one of it,
Whataburger guy, but whatever. That Whataburger serves me. They're slow, but it serves me just well. All right. So I'm going to wrap up with what cons have I not hit? Like, what's something that I'm not thinking of that somebody can miss?
I think we kind of hit all of them. I honestly think the biggest downfall is just roads, not just traffic and all that. Yeah, the infrastructure, not having enough things to support the people here. And it's not even the people here, it's all the people that come in from all the other towns to do their shopping.
Right. Yep.
Like, I know I've had patients in Del Valley who tell me that they go to Bastrop for groceries because they don't like driving into Austin for traffic.
I was not saying that Del Valley is closer to South Austin than it is to Bastrop.
Yeah.
But yeah, the traffic's driving not here. Interesting. Del Valley's by the airport, by the way. So interesting. Okay.
I'd be digging, but I mean, I kind of agree with her on the infrastructure growth, and I think but with smart city planning and proper planning, I think they're learning to roll with the growth. They're just a step behind because it's the shock factor.
Right. Like, oh crap, we didn't expect it to grow this fast.
Yeah.
We didn't expect Elon to put Tesla 30 minutes down the road, and then the Boring Company and SpaceX, and now probably Neuralink is probably the next thing coming.
So, I mean, nobody's running from it. So, what's coming in is kind of naturally creating that response that's needed. So,
gotcha. Okay.
It's slightly delayed.
A little slower. Well, I mean, there's government entities and stuff. Like, it does move slower than
TxDOT will build a new highway, and then they'll complete it in 5 years. And then by the 5 years turn, when it's completed, it's already outdated.
That's right. They start redoing it, and that's
So we're kind of in that cycle, but it's sure it'll catch up.
That's what happens with the growth, right?
I'm sure we will get all the things that everyone's asking for at some point. Yeah. I think just like, right, we know our community and how everyone comes into Bastrop to do their grocery shopping, their shopping, whatever. But like people outside don't. So like, right, Target example. They always have like meetings every year is what we've been told about like coming here, but we never meet the amount of people that need to live in Bastrop, but they're not considering the people that, like people come in.
Oh, they're not
Bastrop.
considering Smithville and LaGrange and Rosanke and Red Rock.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
I got
that's, I
you.
think, more of the issue, more so than anything. But even then, like,
Yeah.
right off 969, 71, like, they're
Every time I
building-
Google the census, the last census was 2021. There might have been a newer one produced, but it's sitting like at 12,000.
There's
I'm
way
sure
more
it's
people
way more
down
than
as well. There might be,
and that's
12,000
within
people.
Bastrop.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
But right off our neighborhood, they just put a sign up for like a development there. I'm assuming shops is what it says. It'll be interesting to see what we get. There's also a sign for like a gas station there with like an Amazon hub, so that's kind of
Oh,
cool.
okay. Well,
So
that's it.
it's all coming, just
Right.
really
Takes
slowly.
time.
Mhm.
Well, and the economy right now is a little tough for it too. So
and we learned Hillary Duff's dad owns property.
you heard it here first. Hillary Duff's dad owns property in Bastrop, Texas, USA. That is so funny.
I'm gonna throw it out there.
Yeah, I mean, that's something, right?
But that's-
So here's the thing. I'm gonna ask you guys. Y'all been here for 3 years now. Do you recommend Bastrop for people that are looking for something like what y'all just described here? Are you happy with it or not?
I am. I mean,
I'm
yeah.
content. I love it. I mean, all the pros are really strong pros, and the cons are just slight complaints. I mean, it's not a deal breaker. You'll fall in love with the community, the people you meet. It's all around, just has everything you need, like I said, and just kind of captures a good place to start a good future.
Even like housing prices, we went all over looking for houses, and this was still like the most affordable place to live. Like when we got here, we probably wouldn't have gotten somewhere else. So that's
No,
like a
the house
plus.
y'all got anywhere
Yeah.
anywhere else in one of the other suburbs would have probably been 100 to 150,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, Chris's early followers probably, or normal followers, they understand real estate as much as the next guy, but I didn't start not to fall back, but when I was searching before I moved from San Antonio, I was kind of looking for this exact thing, and I think I landed it.
I mean, I can't even not like that. Okay, there you go. Show's over, guys. No, thank you guys for sitting down with me. And shout out to Copper Dot, really cool place. And if you stop in, you might run into these guys here. So if somebody comes up to you and say, "Hey, you were on Tristan's show," you just gotta buy them a shot.
Yeah. Well, blackberry margarita. Is the best.
Oh, there you go, blackberry margarita,
Honey moonshine.
honey moonshine, and I'm drinking salty dogs. So there you go. All of them are good. Guys, if you've got any questions about moving to the Austin area or Bastrop, give me a call. We'd love to help you out, whether it's 9 days, 90 days, 9 months. Does not matter. That's what I'm here for, is to make your move as smooth as possible. See you next time.